everybody, welcome back to week 11 and 12. That's right, another twofer.
Even though at the end of last video I definitely said I will not be doing that again. But pregnancy, exhaustion, and sickness has really hit. I thought I was tired and sick before. That was nothing. I have been sick every day pretty much from the minute I wake up until I go to sleep for 2 weeks now.
And we're literally barely scratching the surface.
Yeah, it's been rough. I did forget in the last video, or not even the last video, but in the 7-week video, we had lost all of our footage from most of us sitting down and talking. And in that one I showed our very first ultrasound picture. So this is 7 weeks. And that's important because week 11 we had our first maternal fetal medicine appointment, which we got another ultrasound. But skipping ahead. So as far as symptoms, I am sick and I am tired and I am grouchy.
I don't know about the grouchy part.
He's just being nice. I am emotional. I shouldn't even say grouchy. Emotional is a better word. I just he can look at me the wrong way and I burst into tears. It's fantastic. But besides sick and tired, I don't think there's been a whole lot of other new symptoms, really. I have been having a lot more what my mom calls growing pains. My stomach, on the front of my abdomen, feels like my muscles are stretching and it is tender. I have to be careful, moving too fast or standing too long or anything like that. I'm still having a lot of low blood sugars. We've backed off my insulin, but if I back off too much, then I run too high all night, so there's not really a happy medium that we've been able to find, but that's okay. The Dexcom has been and continues to be a lifesaver because it wakes us up every night.
Yeah, at 2 a.m.
So, cravings, and those are symptoms for 11 and 12 weeks, and nothing's really changed between the two. I've been pretty consistently exhausted and sick. The congestion seems to have gone away, so I said I never get allergies, but maybe that was allergies? I don't know. Or maybe just something, I really don't know, but my congestion seems to have gotten way better as I sniffle. As far as cravings go, for both weeks, I mentioned in the last few videos that I have celiac disease, so we've been doing gluten-free. We're already vegan. I don't know if I ever touched on it in any other videos. I had mentioned in one video that I had started eating eggs again, and I'm not doing that anymore. I am 100% back to being vegan. It just didn't work for me. It didn't make a big enough difference in my blood sugars for me to say that this is worth it, because I don't believe in eating animal products to begin with. So if it had made a huge difference and helped me out a lot, I would have been more willing, but just didn't work. So cravings, I found these gluten-free, dairy-free bean and rice burritos, freezer burritos, and I've been eating those with Taco Bell sauce.
The big jar of Taco Bell sauce when you got them at HEB. We're not even playing around with the packets anymore.
I've been craving Taco Bell a lot, which I can't have because I really can't eat at restaurants that have gluten in other ingredients. It seems like the cross-contamination just makes me super, super ill. Within an hour, an hour or two of eating food from any place that has cross-contamination, I am sick. So it's just not even worth it. Plus, I probably shouldn't be eating Taco Bell anyways. But it's the Amy's brand, which is not healthy. It is a freezer burrito. I can't sit here and say that it's healthy, but it's not terrible. They use a lot of organic ingredients and non-GMO stuff, so I guess it's better than eating Taco Bell. I mentioned in the last video that my cravings were like greens and kale and stuff like that, and I don't know if it's the gastroparesis causing this or just the baby is being picky or what's going on, but if I eat raw food at all, my body's not digesting it and then I'm throwing it up. That goes for pretty much everything: bananas, salads, carrots, anything that's not cooked, unfortunately. So I've been living off of burritos, potatoes, green beans, stuff like that, because
seems like it's the only thing that makes your stomach feel better.
There's so much that's been upsetting my stomach. And it might just be the pregnancy. It may not be the gastroparesis or the celiac disease or anything. It may just be the pregnancy, but everything seems to upset my stomach besides a very few small amount of things. So, as I mentioned earlier, we got to go to the maternal fetal medicine doctor, which is also known as a high-risk OB. They deal with women who have all kinds of issues like preeclampsia or diabetes, gestational type 1, type 2, doesn't matter. People who are over the age of, I think, 35 are considered high risk. Basically anything where they think they need to monitor you and the baby more during your pregnancy than a typical OB would, you end up going to see a high risk OB. So we met them, and they had me sit down and watch a video on diabetes, and then came in and tried to show me how to check my blood sugar and all that, and I was like, I'm type 1.
Pretty well, right?
This is my life. I mean, it's not just a pregnancy thing. So you're like, oh, okay. Basically, they just want me doing blood sugar logs and sending those in at the end of the week, kind of like my endocrinologist does. They won't be managing my diabetes, though. I was told to leave that up to my endocrinologist because they are the experts in diabetes, whereas the maternal fetal medicine is experts in pregnancy. The way that I see it, the endocrinologist is more worried about my health, and the maternal fetal medicine is more worried about the baby's health. So hopefully between the two of them, we can keep this baby and me as healthy as possible during this pregnancy. But every time we go in, we do get an ultrasound, and this time they did 3D and 4D ultrasounds, which was very, very cool. We got to see the baby. It was moving. You could see the heartbeat. It was dancing. It was so precious. It still looks very much like an alien, but it looks less like a tadpole. So, that's one of the 3D or 4D. There's a few pictures. You can see the baby's hands are up by its face. You can see the umbilical cord. It's starting to get little facial features and still looks a little bit like an alien, but that's okay. And there's a little kind of profile shot. So that was really exciting. And then through this whole time, we've seen the baby
at least 4 times.
4 times. We've seen him at the emergency room. We've seen him at my OB. I'm not saying him because it's a boy, by the way. We go back and forth between what we call the baby because I just hate saying it. It just seems wrong. So we've seen the baby a few different times, but neither one of us have ever heard the heartbeat. So the day after the maternal fetal medicine appointment, I also had my OB appointment, and they used a Doppler. We were able to find the baby's heartbeat pretty quick, and it was 157, which, was that what it was at the maternal fetal? It was right around 150.
Yeah, it was.
It was 157 exactly?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So it was 157 exactly, I guess. But it made me cry during the baby's heartbeat for the first time. Tanner didn't come with me because we had just spent so much time at the appointment the day before and work. You can't take that much time off work, so I'm glad they didn't do like an ultrasound or anything because that would have made me sad. But I got to hear the baby's heartbeat. That was 11 weeks. So the baby during that time was the size of a lime, which seems kind of large considering the size they call it now, but I guess the baby was the size of a lime. So for development for weeks 11 and 12, basically the baby is just looking more and more like a human and able to move around. As we saw on the ultrasound, I obviously can't feel anything yet. Baby is still super small. At 11 weeks they say it's the size of a fig, and for 12 weeks they say it's the size of a lime. But can't feel anything yet. Hopefully in a month or so I'll be able to feel. The ears are now where they're supposed to be, on the side of the head, and the eyes have migrated to the front of their head. It's really cool. On the ultrasounds you can see the umbilical cord and everything, which is very cool.
How many weeks away are we from baby being able to hear?
I believe the baby starts being able to hear noises from outside the womb at 16 weeks. So like 4 weeks away.
Yeah.
And Tanner's so excited, he cannot wait to talk to the baby.
Well, we have to read him books.
He wants to read to the baby so bad. Okay, so didn't have any appointments besides my endocrinologist appointment during week 12, which is basically just to check in with them, make sure that I'm still doing what I'm supposed to be doing, my blood sugars aren't being erratic or anything, which I have very, very few highs now, and even if I do have a high, I usually catch them, so they're not long at all. Still struggling with the lows like I mentioned before, but they're not crazy lows. I'm not having like 30s and 40s. It's more like my blood sugar just wants to stay in the 60s, which is low, but it's also not bad for the baby, and it keeps me from having crazy high spikes, because it's a lot easier to spike up to 190 from 100 than it is from 60. So Ewan's let me lose some, I guess. I don't know. It works for me right now, what we're doing. So alright, so let's show you this belly.
Oh, goody. Now we're getting into the favorite part of the video.
I'm still wearing my normal clothes, but I've never worn tight clothes to begin with, so things are getting a little more uncomfortable. And I feel like I'm gonna carry this baby high. I don't have a bump like low at all, but what I do have is very solid, so I just have a feeling I'm gonna carry this baby high. So let's get to it.
Alright, without further ado, let's hop in. Let me see that belly.
You're gonna have to zoom that out, I think.
Alright.
So, can't really tell because the gray and the gray, but there's my Dexcom.
You were 34 and
34 and
quarters.
3/4 last week. Or in the
Last-
10 week because I suck.
Last update. We should say. Right there.
Have I lost weight?
No, because we're measuring from lower. But yeah, you have lost weight.
No, I haven't.
35.
That is right at 35. I don't know if you can even see that, but that's right at 35.
Just have to take our word for it.
35. But as you can see, like this is solid. Like it's not. It's very solid. It's not like bloater at all, and it's not like pudge. So I'm assuming that's the start of my baby bump. Maybe I'm just getting fat. I don't know. I have lost a few pounds. I was up to like 134 or something, and back down to 131. But I think that's just due to me being sick all the time. Do you have anything else to add? I did buy some baby clothes. I've been holding out for a while, but they had a really good sale on Zulily on some Burt's Bees little sleepers, so I did order like 2 of those, I think, and my mom bought one, and I have bought some clothes off eBay that are gender neutral.
Maybe we'll do a whole video just on like things that we bought.
I think I'm gonna do
so
a
far.
like first trimester, because I'm almost out of my first trimester like baby buy thing. That way I can show my cloth diapers too, in case anybody's interested. and that way I can get some feedback on what else I should probably get for that.
Yeah.
Alrighty, wow,
Okay. Does that wrap up?
that's probably gonna be it for these 2 weeks. There will be a 13-week only video, I promise. I've gotten a little bit of my energy back, and I actually haven't been going to work this week. The doctor put me out just because my lows have been so constant. I've been so exhausted. So I have a little bit more energy to be a little bit more productive and not just want to sleep all day. So make sure to check back probably this upcoming Sunday. I think we're going to start filming on Fridays and uploading either on Saturdays or Sundays depending on when it gets edited. That way we can stick to a routine and I won't consistently make it a habit to film 2 weeks at once.
Yeah. Like, comment, and subscribe down below. There's going to be links to all our social media. And don't forget to smash that thumbs up button.
Alright, well, thank you guys for watching.
We'll see you next week for week 13 bump date.
Bye.
Bye.